Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you all that the classics never go out of style. Today is the first day of Amazon Prime Day, so for the next few days, Amazon will be offering some of the best discounts and deals on Pokemon-related items. That means I've spent my morning scouring hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon deals to bring you some of the highlights. Now, quick disclaimer, instead of covering cards specifically, today's video is going to focus on useful items for Pokemon collectors, businesses, and content creators. Anyway, all of the different items featured here will be linked down in the description below, so if you see anything you like, go ahead and visit those links. They are affiliate links, so if you decide to buy anything, Amazon provides me a small commission on the purchase, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. It does help me out, but again, absolutely no obligation to do so. But anyway, let's roll into some Amazon Prime Day deals. All right, we're gonna start with some sleeves, and this is an incredible deal on some off-brand generic sleeves, and this is 10,000 sleeves. I don't even know what you would do with that many, for $56.99. Now, typically, I like to go with name brand sleeves like Ultra Pro, and these ones are not currently on sale. That might change as the week progresses, but this is 1,000 sleeves for $15.54. So if you do the math, you can save quite a bit of money on that off-brand if you're willing to take a risk on it. Now, I also found some top loaders, and the off-brand generic top loaders are also an incredible deal. And this is 1,600 top loaders for just over $50. If you compare that to the name brands like Ultra Pro, this is a 100 count of top loaders. This one's $23.99. So at about the same price point, it's 200 versus 1,600. The other brand that I really like for top loaders is BCW, and they have 200 for $28.99, which is a little bit better of a deal than the Ultra Pros, but still doesn't come close to some of the generic brands that are on sale today. If we move on to card savers, these are ones that you're going to want for sending to grading specifically. And they also make good storage and display and sometimes shipping options. They're not currently on sale. They're going for $26.99, but as you can see, I go through a lot of these, so these are always in my cart. I did find an off-brand of these as well. I don't know if I'd want to risk it, especially sending cards to grading. They might be meticulous about that, but this is a 200 count for $19.99. So if these are ones you're just using in your own collection for storage, this might be a good play. Finally, I wanted to talk about some binder options. My personal favorite binder right now is the Vault X binders. They make a very good quality binder. They don't have a lot of options for sale right now, though. The 9-pocket traditional binder is $29.99, so it's not on sale. And it looks like black is really the only option at that price point. Meanwhile, their larger binder, the 12-pocket binder, is only a little bit more expensive. This is actually a decent deal for $32.99, and this is a binder that I've purchased in the past. And of terms of like similar binders out there, I did find this one. Never used this company before, but for $26.34, basically the same style. It even has the zipper around the outside edges, just like the Vault X binder. This comes in a variety of different colorways, so this might be an option for some of you out there. Next, let's transition and talk about card storage. One of the first items I'd recommend if you're dealing with a lot of bulk is one of these card sorting trays, and this one from BCW is on sale right now, 12% off for $21.99. I do own one of these. I use it frequently. When storing cards, though, I really like these cardboard corrugated boxes, and this one is the monster box. It's the large one. It holds over 3,000 cards, and I use this for commons and uncommons. This one's not on sale. It's $19.99, but I did find an off-brand, and this is a 2-count of boxes that hold 5,000 cards, and this is $31.98. So on an individual unit pricing, this is a little bit better of a deal. Again, I can't attest to the quality of this one since I don't personally own it. I do like to take some of my better cards, though, and store them in top loaders, and then also use these corrugated boxes. This box from BCW is actually a 3-pack, and it's $24.99, so just over $8 per box. Not a bad deal. I did find one that was on sale through Amazon Prime, though, and this is a 2-pack of the same similar style boxes, and these come out to $12.76, so it's a little bit better of a value, not significantly so. Finally, I like to take some of my bulk graded cards that I'm selling on eBay, and I store these in these boxes as well and then label the outside of them so I know what the contents are. These boxes are $14.99, and this is just for one singular box here. These are the ones I typically use. However, I did find ones that were on sale. Again, I haven't used these personally, but this is a 4-pack of these boxes, and it's $25.43. So this one is a significantly better deal. Now, I told you I like these corrugated boxes for a reason, and that reason is the organizational system. I use these colored dividers, and then I label them for the different sets, different types of cards, different rarities, etc. And that helps keep it organized really well, especially when you add these labels to the front of the box. These are dry erase labels. I stole this idea from Dan, Catch 'em All Collectibles. Then you can write on it with dry erase marker, and if you ever update your inventory, all you got to do is erase it and relabel it. It's a great system, and I think this works perfectly for anybody out there that's a smaller time seller that just needs to stay organized. It's time for the fun part, and that's actually displaying your cards, because cards are meant to be viewed. First, I would recommend these easel-style display stands. These are very versatile. You can use them for product photography and videography. You can also use them to display cards either raw or graded on shelves or desks. They work great. They're also super affordable. It's only $11 for 24 of them. Now, I find they pair really well with these acrylic risers. If you want some dimensionality, you can have different rows. Again, these are very affordable at just over $8. Another item that I'm looking into is I watched a Java Akuma video, and he used top-loaded cards on display in these nail polish stands. That seemed to work out beautifully, so I'm going to get a couple of these to take with to vending events and conventions. That way I can keep my raw cards better organized than I have in the past. One of my favorite items that I always showcase in these videos are these graded wall display cases, and they have different styles. Some open vertically, some open horizontally, but this one will fit 36 graded cards, and they look really great. It's a great way to display some collection, and this is the lowest price point I think I've seen them at under $60, so can't recommend those enough. Another item is the jersey display case, and I know this sounds a little strange, but I like to take a shirt from an event and maybe some cards and some items and arrange it and make my own customized display case. I like these a lot. Second reason here is if you vend events, often you can rent a display case and it costs money, but if you're able to go locally and bring one of these with, this is a good alternative, because at just $42, you can place your graded cards inside, your raw cards inside, then people can't just walk by and grab something. So I'd recommend that if you're vending at a local event. Next, we'll talk about some accent lighting. I love having some lighting in my studio. It's good for video, it's good for product photography. But the Govee light bar is one that I use, and this is the lowest price I think I've seen it at just $39.99. They work really well. Pair with your phone, you can toggle different colors, different options, and a lot of it comes preset, so it's not difficult to set up. The other one you've probably seen in my filming display and my backdrop are the triangles, the nano leaves, and these are also on sale at $127. A little bit pricey. I don't know if I'd personally recommend these unless you're hardcore into YouTube, but it is an option out there. Finally, we've got to talk about some Pokemon plushies. I love these as accent pieces for videography, for photography, and just to add some spice to the studio area. Right now, I'm watching the Espeon and the Umbreon. Everybody loves the Evolutions. They're $31.99. Not too bad of a price. And then I kind of like this Dragonite. This one is speaking to me. It's $27.99. More expensive on an individual unit basis, but it's Dragonite. Next, we're going to transition to items that are perfect for Pokemon-related businesses out there or content creators. First, I wanted to highlight some bubble mailers, since these are generally the most efficient way to ship cards of slightly higher value, whether raw or graded, and I really like this 8.5 by 12 size because you can fold it over on top of itself and double up the protection. This is a 40 pack for just over $20, and I think that's a pretty good deal. However, if you want something that's more secure, more sturdy, you can always use boxes, and these boxes are the perfect size for graded cards, for PSA slabs. I've been using these for a while, and they're still eligible for USPS Ground Advantage, which I think is perfect. They're also so lightweight that if it's one graded card, a little bit of bubble wrap in the actual box, you can do it under 3 ounces, and that comes to just over $4 to actually ship the card, and then it's in a box, so you know it's protected. I did find ones that were slightly cheaper, just slightly. It's a different brand. I haven't used these ones, but for $19, this one's on Amazon Prime Day deal. If you are shipping more than one slab, though, I would recommend getting a box that's slightly bigger. And going back to the first brand, these are the ones that I've used for that. They're 7 by 5 by 2, so it allows you a little bit more wiggle room in either direction. Finally, I wanted to talk about sleeves for graded cards, and these are the ones that I typically use. These are the Ultra Pro graded card sleeves. They're not on sale. They're $6.90, but I love these because they're versatile. You can use them for your graded cards to keep the scratches off, but also you can use them as team bags when shipping top loaders or card savers. I like these a lot. If you're thinking, why would I buy those when I could just buy team bags? Well, the team bags are basically the same price, so you might as well buy something that can serve 2 roles rather than limit yourself. Just my opinion. Otherwise, I also wanted to show off the Perfect Fit sleeves. These are the ones that have the PSA logo on them. A lot of people really like these. I like them for the cards I'm displaying. This is a 500 count for $34.99. Not currently on sale, but still a pretty good value if you're buying in bulk. Next, let's take a look at some technology that might be useful for all those out there that have seller accounts or social media profiles. First, let's talk about these photography light boxes. I own one of these and I use it regularly for both photos and videos. And at $29, it's very affordable. Comes with different color backdrops that you can substitute in and out. And then the whole thing folds down for easy storage. So I like these a lot. And I think it pairs well with these rotating display stands. You can put a card on here and it'll rotate it so you can get a video or a photo from different angles without having to physically move the card or hold it in your hand. This one is only $31.99. It's a smaller one. I actually use this one in my video production classes at school, and it's like the industrial one. It's much bigger. It's $83, so a bit more expensive, but I'm actually going to upgrade the one I'm currently using here at home in my studio to one of these because I like it so much. Another item that I cannot recommend enough is a thermal printer, and this particular model was recommended to me by Dan, Catch 'em All Collectibles, and this thing has changed my life. No more fumbling with tape or with scissors. You just hit the print button, 4x6 label comes out, you peel it, you stick it onto your package, and you're done. For $67, that is a tremendous deal, and I have not had any issues with this thing. So I'd strongly recommend one of these if you guys haven't already dabbled with thermal printers. Another item that I might take a flyer on that I thought was interesting is if you've ever used a jeweler's loop to look up close at a card for its rosette pattern, or if you're inspecting it for damage, they make digital versions of that can take pictures. I thought for $21, that might be convenient to be able to take up close pictures for videos I'm making, showing print lines or hollow scratches, things that are hard to pick up on camera otherwise. They also make desktop versions of this, and this one has like a screen built in and magnifiers and lights. So maybe this is something I pursue. I haven't fully decided, but having a magnification system to inspect cards might not be a bad investment. Finally, we're going to wrap this video up with some items that are perfect for content creators or for any of you out there that are aspiring to create some content of your own. All right, first I wanted to talk about a unique camera solution. I just bought one of these. This is the Insta360 Go 3S, and it's kind of like a GoPro, but the camera detaches and it's this little small camera, and you can clip it onto your hat or onto your chest or elsewhere. You get really creative with some of the shots. I'd always seen vendor POV videos, so I thought this might be kind of cool to do a buyer POV or walk through events and have that first-person perspective. So I really like this thing. It has 120 gigabytes of internal storage, which is great. And this is the lowest price I've seen it for at $344. I'm a little bit jealous because I paid more for mine just a few weeks ago than that. If we're talking about cameras, though, this industry standard is this Sony camera. It's the ZV-E10. And what I love about this is you can use it as a run and gun, like traditional camera. It does have interchangeable lenses, so you can upgrade in the future. It does come with a kit lens, and that kit lens is perfect for most people's needs. But you can also connect it directly to your computer and use it as a really high-quality webcam. That's something I think a lot of people aren't aware of with mirrorless cameras. All you need is a capture card like this one from Elgato. You plug it into the back of your computer or laptop. There's a cord that then plugs into the camera, and basically it's plug and play at that point. You get a crisp image. So I'd recommend that. Capture card is not expensive. It's only $79.99 right now. Another item that I would rave about is the Rode microphone. This one is less than $100, and it's super versatile. You can connect this to a camera like the Sony camera I'm currently using. Then you have high quality audio coming in through a traditional audio 3.5 millimeter input. Or you can detach the microphone, connect it to a computer, kind of like this microphone, and then you can run the audio directly through that. So you can use it for either purpose, and it sounds really good. And to give you a quick audio test, this is what the microphone sounds like when connected directly to the computer via USB. Sounds pretty good for a $100 microphone. Another budget-friendly item is the Ulanzi tripod, and this extends up to 59 inches, and I think this would be perfect for a GoPro or a webcam, or people that are vending, and that's what I intend to use it for, so I'm going to pick up one of these. I also think this is a great item, and that's the Elgato teleprompter. Basically, this is a secondary monitor for your computer. You just plug it directly into your computer, so it's just one cable, plug and play. Then you can drag windows over, so if you have slides that you're using or a spreadsheet and you want to talk into the camera to your audience, you can actually see what you're talking about directly there. You can also use this for live streaming or for video conferencing. That way you're making eye contact with the person you're talking to. It's just such a good value. I use it all the time. I love it. $189 is a little bit expensive, but that is a fairly cheap price for a teleprompter that actually includes the screen. So I like this a lot. Finally, a green screen. I'm using a green screen right now. I think it's something that people are intimidated by, but if you're using OBS Studio or something like that to record, all you do is apply a green screen filter. It's basically a couple of buttons to click, and it does it automatically. This green screen is super convenient to use. All you got to do is pull up on the handle. It locks into place. It's on hydraulics. When you're done, you just lower it back down, and you push it out of the way to store. So super easy. Again, $175. It's an investment, but if you're making a lot of content, might be something you consider. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video featuring a number of deals through Amazon Prime. Now, Prime Day does last for the next few days, and many of these deals rotate in and out, so you'll want to keep your eyes peeled for any changes. Also, if you happen to come across any items that you think would be a good fit for my Pokemon office, definitely let me know down in the comments, because like I said earlier, I'm always looking to add a little extra flavor to my office and filming backdrops. Anyway, guys, I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you all that the classics never go out of style. Till next time, stay well, have fun, and don't forget to have fun collecting. That's what this is all about. We'll catch y'all with the next one. Till then, bye everybody.